We'll see.
Bad wrestling.
We'll see tomorrow morning.
Bad wrestling and probably bad whiskey.
Probably.
So we're in.
Welcome to the very first episode of Whiskey and Wrestling. Working title. I don't know. What do you think of that title? I don't know. I don't know if I want to lock us into whiskey.
I feel like we can
all the time.
Yeah, and I feel like we can do better. And we might want to have a Moscow Mule night. We might want to have a vodka night. We might want to have a gin night.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't imagine that's ever going to happen. But
I love gin. You don't like gin? I love gin.
I don't really like eating pine trees or flowers. So
this is our very first episode of Whiskey and Wrestling. So basically, the idea we're gonna get together. We're gonna have some adult beverages, and we're going to watch some wrestling. And we're inviting you guys to watch along with us.
Everything we're gonna watch is gonna be on the WWE Network because that thing is. You can't beat a library like that.
Right.
So, in the next couple of episodes, we're going to start with the very first WCW Nitro. Don't know why. Don't ask. It took place in September of '95.
Yep.
It kind of changed the course of wrestling history, so I feel like it's a big flashpoint.
Oh, yeah.
And then we're going to watch the next couple of Nitros into the September pay-per-view of that month, which was Fall Brawl '95.
Right.
And then that'll be a few episodes, and then we'll move on to... We're not sure yet. We might move on to the next set of Nitros, and what would be decide. Halloween Havoc.
This is all a work in progress. So we're gonna see where it goes. I don't want to live on WCW.
Yeah,
either.
It might be hard. We might burn out pretty fast.
I don't know that I want to follow it like chronologically either. I'd like to bounce around. You know what I mean? Because there's some good WCW stuff. I definitely like to watch some actual good wrestling. So like some Attitude. I haven't seen much from the Attitude era since I've been old enough to enjoy some adult beverages.
95 to 98, that's my heyday of my wrestling fandom. Mm-hmm. And probably 99 also, but that is the time where I grew into the wrestling fan that I am now. Yeah. I learned to appreciate things from a smart point of view. I learned to appreciate the craft of a match, and then eventually we learned how to wrestle and stuff like that, and what the storytelling was like for that. So 95, late 94 into about 99, that's my heyday. Yeah. Those 5 years, that's what formed me into, for better or worse, the wrestling fan that I am now.
Good.
With all the Yetis and everything else.
Before we get into the watch along, before we get into the wrestling, we figured we didn't want to make the show without bringing you guys a little bit of culture. So we're going to do a tasting. So we'll start with what we got here.
That's Jameson Irish Whiskey Caskmate
IPA
edition.
Man, I love IPAs.
I know. I got it for you.
I appreciate that.
So that there is whiskey aged in a beer barrel rather than... Normally you get the beer aged in the bourbon barrel.
Uh-huh.
They flipped the script. Cheers, brother.
Ooh. I'm getting some very strong rubbing alcohol notes.
Yeah, rubbing alcohol and maybe some cigarette ashes.
It's kind of like rubbing alcohol mixed with fingernail polish remover.
Yeah. This is probably good for us though, right?
I like that. That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's kind of got It's kind of got a little bit of like a real malty taste. I don't know.
Like Whoppers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whoppers candy.
Tastes just like Whoppers.
Sure does. Whoppers.
I expected, being that it was aged in like a beer barrel, an IPA barrel, I thought maybe like some hops would come through, but they did not. This just tastes like whiskey.
Sure does.
All right. Well, I think we are going to get into the watch along. Tonight is the first Nitro.
Yes. September something of 95. I'll know that on the...
Just go all the way back to the beginning. Pull up the WWE Network, go all the way back to the beginning. First Nitro. Here we go. guys, welcome to the watch-along section of Whiskey and Wrestling. This is what we all came for. We are starting with the very first episode of Nitro. If you pull that up on your WWE Network, you can watch right along with us. We're gonna start it. Ours is already started, so like we're ready when we say to hit play. It's just gonna start right away. So if you get set up with us, we're gonna give you a countdown in 3, 2, 1, play.
Is this the best intro of all time?
It's the best intro of all time.
Yeah, it is.
They didn't change it the entire run.
Not until there's Vader. It's awesome. And listen, he doesn't disappear from there for like 3 months, and he's left the company.
And he's already left the company. I mean, that's
so that intro. You get Hogan and Vader. That's it.
Right.
There's no
Sting.
Flair.
There was a Sting.
Oh, there was a Sting.
There was a Sting.
There's no Ric Flair. Mall of America. Yes. Look at that, dude.
I love the people going up the escalator.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's so packed.
Oh, perfect. Bischoff and McMichael. So McMichael the year before, do I have my timeline right? He was at WrestleMania 11. He was on Team LT against Big.
Oh, he was, yeah.
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 Yeah. And here he is on Nitro.
Well, they saw him on WrestleMania, and they went, "Oh my gosh, yeah, Hogan, we need some McMichael."
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And there's one of the greatest ever.
Wow!
To the handshake.
Oh, he had a buzzer. McMichael's with the buzzer.
All right, cool.
So clever.
Probably didn't tell him about that. I like Johnny Captain mustache there to Heenan's left there.
It's
pretty good.
That's an epic mustache.
I bet that thing could put on a 5-star match.
I bet that thing could put on a 5-star match. I like the dude in the turquoise shirt right behind. Look, he's like, what's going on?
Yeah, you don't. He's just there to shop. His wife brought him to the Mall of America, and she's like, "Well, me and the kids are gonna go here." He's like, "Well, I'm just gonna go over here and look." Is
this a sale?
All right,
first match.
Here's the thing.
First match of the Monday Night War.
Right. We got Jushin Thunder Liger facing another soon-to-be cast-off. This ring.
Is Liger a cast-off?
No,
Liger stuck around for a while.
Facing a cast-off.
Facing a cast-off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So this ring kills me, dude.
Because it's 10 by 10?
Well, I don't even know if it's 16 by 16. Like, I honestly don't. Like, especially when you see later, sorry to spoil, Hogan and Big Bubba Rogers in there. It's like, is this a backyard ring? Or
it looks small.
There you go. Flying Brian. What a weird career,
man. Yeah.
Weird career. This is it's an interesting thing to discuss following like the Bruce Pritchard podcast and everything like that. All the things that I've learned about Brian Pillman in the years since. Dude, when I was a kid and that Stone Cold home invasion thing happened, I was like, what the hell am I watching here?
Yeah.
This is it. Because at the time I was like, well, Stone Cold is the shit, and I was like, this dude just pulled a gun on him.
Right.
This ain't real.
This is insane. See, I didn't get to watch that kind of, like, I didn't see that stuff live. I didn't see that stuff till later. I didn't get much. I didn't get to see any Brian Pillman live, actually. He was. By the time I was really watching it,
that's quite a moonsault.
He had already passed.
So here's a weird deal. The fourth pay-per-view I attended live in 1997.
Yeah.
Fourth was Bad Blood.
Yeah.
In St. Louis, which is the Taker, Shawn Michaels, the first Hell in the Cell, and the debut of Kane.
Yep.
And that match is probably one of the best ever, for my money.
Right.
But that night it was supposed to be Pillman and Dude Love. And That was the day they found Pillman in a hotel room in Minneapolis, and so they put on like Max Mini and they put on a little person match instead.
Yeah.
And we didn't know. We didn't have the internet on our cell phones.
Right, yeah.
We had no idea.
Did you even have cell phones then?
No.
Ooh, that was a good move. That was a good. Did you see that?
That was a good.
Sorry.
Good hurricane.
It was a hurricane something.
Hurricane Rana.
Hurricane Rana. I like it.
Come on, Pillman.
I don't know if that was Pillman. That was Liger. Liger like turned the whole wrong way, and Pillman. I don't know, man.
That could.
That did not
I
look.
was facing you. But anyway,
sorry.
So yeah, so we had no clue what was going on. Right. So I had a friend who had a cell phone, but he didn't have mobile web or anything. It was 97. Right. So when we get home from the show, he texts me or emailed me. I don't remember. I don't think I had a cell phone, so he probably didn't text.
He probably just called you.
Yeah. No.
Send you
Nobody's ever called people.
A stone Sanskrit tablet.
He threw a dart, and it had a note attached
carrier
to
pigeon.
It. Yeah.
he carrier pigeoned you.
And he had looked it up online when he got home, and he's like, hey, so Pillman died today. That's why he wasn't there. I was like, what?
That's crazy.
It's nuts how, nowadays you'd, know that immediately.
Well, we just assume nowadays. Sad as it is.
Yeah, especially guys from that generation.
Yeah. Well, because if they just don't show up, if they quit or something, we get 100 tweets about it. So if they just don't show up, you're like, well, he must be dead.
Yep. Oh, guys, my phone just died. We don't ever get that. So Pillman was like a 5'9", 5'10"-ish, right?
Right.
And Liger is shorter.
Liger looks like he's about 4 foot here.
I don't get why Liger never caught on in cruiserweight stuff that they did. I don't know enough about his career to not understand it, but like he was a legend in Japan.
Yeah.
But he never did much in their cruiserweight division a couple of years later.
But he was around. Like I remember Liger even when I was watching him, and he doesn't really cut promos. He doesn't do any of the stuff that American fans like. He looks like a Power Ranger. So some of the kids were into him.
Yeah.
But he doesn't cut promos. He's plenty athletic and like an impressive wrestler, but he's not a flashy guy. He doesn't do camera. He's all costume. Right?
Yeah.
So.
Meanwhile, Nick Patrick is the ref of this match. Did you know?
He's taller than both guys.
Did you know Nick Patrick eats an entire chicken for every meal?
I did not know
Bones
that.
and all.
I did not know that.
Nick Patrick.
To Nick Patrick.
To Nick Patrick. Bones and everything. Look at him. He's 7'4".
He is. I hear Nick Patrick has a toenail under his bow tie.
Well, that's probably true. Look at that thing. Worst count of all time, though. That's not true. I don't even know why I'm nitpicking.
So I think it's kind of interesting that we get this match opening this Nitro. I mean, you would not, especially at this time, you did not see stuff like this on WWE.
I imagine that was the idea.
Oh, I'm sure it was the idea.
American wrestling hadn't seen this, and Pillman was game, but probably not prepared. But I understand that it was probably important to them to have an American in there also.
Oh yeah,
Pillman can go.
Yes,
but there's a little clash of styles in this match, right?
Yeah.
So, but I think maybe Liger
powerbomb.
Yeah, why not? I think maybe Liger knew enough to work that American style at the time that this was cohesive enough.
Well, Liger was from the dungeon. He was big in Japan, but he trained in the Heart Dungeon.
Oh, okay.
So
I did not know that.
Yeah, so he was not completely out of his depth wrestling that American style.
Oh, so these guys are probably around the same generation then there.
Probably. They're probably pretty close. I don't know. I've always kind of wondered, like, it's always a weird thing. I always kind of wondered how much time Pillman actually spent at the Heart Dungeon.
Yeah.
Not that he wasn't good, not that, nothing like that, but to watch him work compared to like Owen, Brett, anyone else who like famously come out. He's a lot of instinct. You know, he's a lot like
He's
just
a lot
natural
of improv.
Improv,
Yes.
when natural like. But I'm talking about even like the way he wrestles. It's like he looks like a guy who hasn't trained to precision. He looks like a guy who learned the basics and was athletic enough to figure the rest of it out.
Yeah. No, but I think that's probably a factor from his background. There you go, that roll through pin, and that 12-foot ring, Flying Brian. Oh, so we don't have to take one step to get across this thing? That's amazing.
Well,
nobody blew up.
Liger has to take 3.
Well, yeah, obviously.
He's got stubby legs.
Yeah, Big Bubba later, he doesn't even have to take one.
he just leans back and forth.
Yeah, he leans, and then he's on the other rope.
Spoilers, Jonesy.
Yeah,
spoilers.
Sorry, man. But this is, like you said, this is interesting that this kicked off the first Nitro because, honestly, in hindsight, the embrace of that cruiserweight stuff is, I think, what got them into the conversation.
I think too.
I think
so too.
I think it was Eddie Guerrero. I think it was Dean Malenko. I think it was Chris Benoit. I think it was later on Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Those guys, the match is Sabu, which we'll see in a couple of weeks and everything. The matches those guys were having, you weren't seeing anywhere else.
Well, he had they had their mid card, and because Bischoff didn't see the cruiserweights as stars, he wasn't trying to like build them. So they didn't have jobber matches. Like the WWE had their stars, and then they were trying to build to the pay-per-view. So they had like their mid card, and most of their show was like a lot of jobber matches.
Yeah.
You know, Razor Ramon would come in and squash a guy.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Diesel would come
absolutely.
in and squash PJ Walker, and you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
You don't get that on
Right, you don't
early
get that
Nitros.
with the early Nitros. Well, because they weren't worried about.
Cool. Hogan's in the concession
Hogan.
stand. Look at the Hogan with the chef hat on the
Yes.
He's
got the spaghetti. What is this? Is this the?
This is so cool. So
why does Hogan have his own concession stand?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
The answer is why wouldn't he?
It's Mall of America. It's the food court.
It's
you
the
know?
food court.
You guys remember food courts? Nope. Me
Hey, look
neither.
at the mouth of the South, man. Just trying to edge in, like
Get in there. I got the championship.
Hold on, Hulk. Let me get to the other side. Look, he's trying to get to the other side. Let me get to the other side so I'm on
I'm
camera.
just amazed at how young Bischoff is running this show, you know?
He does not look like the Bischoff we see later.
But, no, he doesn't. But, like, he's in his 30s here, right?
Is he? I
This
guess.
is 95.
I guess.
Like, this is 34 years ago.
Yeah.
Nope. 24.
Do the math.
Cool.
I'm not going to do the math.
man.
I'm not doing the math.
How old's Bischoff? Is he in his 60s?
I don't think he's in his 60s. He's in his
50s.
50s.
So he would have been in his 30s.
I have no idea. I say that. I have no idea how old Bischoff
Somebody
is.
should look that up and put it in the comments.
Somebody.
Like and subscribe.
Somebody should have done their research.
Shut up.
Listen, man, if I'm going to be the charisma, you got to be the brains of this operation.
Whoa. Nobody's ever accused me of not being the charisma and being the brains of something.
Trying to give you a new experience in life, brother.
Okay, well, I'll work on it then.
Okay, you work on it.
I'll just sit here like this for a while.
I'm ready for match 2. What's match 2?
I don't know.
Oh, anyway, I was saying, you know, Bischoff
David Pinzer.
Bischoff and WCW.
Randy Alexander? That referee? Just trying to impress everybody with my knowledge. Oh, here we
Flair.
go. Yeah, why wouldn't he be on
Nate
the first
Shaboy.
Nitro? He's not on the Nitro intro, but he'd be on there.
He can't not be. I mean, he was.
He's like 45 here? Like legit.
Yeah.
God,
No,
dude.
Ric Flair has been 78 years old since 1933,
Well,
man. Like,
yeah, just his liver. But, you know, like the rest of him aged normally.
yeah. Oh,
His liver started
Normally.
acceleration
Normally.
aging like at the age of 22. Like the rest of us,
we're
but he never
one to
stopped.
talk.
Yeah, I know. Yep. Cheers.
Cheers.
Who's out of that? All right, so we got Sting now, right?
Is it Flair and Sting?
Yeah, dude.
Flair and Sting
Who
match
else you
2
gonna
on
put
the very
first Nitro.
What
Sting's,
championship
US
does he have?
champ.
U.S. champ?
Yeah.
I love that belt.
I love that.
It's one of my favorite belts.
I love that get up, dude.
Dude, that jacket.
The pink and purple. And
that jacket is amazing,
I'd wear that
man.
now. I'd wear it now. Dude, I
to
don't
a
care
wedding?
at all.
To a wedding?
Yeah, 100%. I'd wear it every day.
You'd wear it to work?
I work at my house.
Don't you work
of course
here?
I would.
Don't you work at home?
But if I had an office, I'd wear it.
If you had an office.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Of course, I'm not going to kid anybody. If I had a Flair robe, I'd wear a Flair robe every day, too.
So here's interesting, fun little, I don't know. Oh, Lex.
Yeah.
Flexi Lexi.
Nobody had any clue. The WWE didn't know.
I wonder if he was backstage.
They didn't know.
Listen. I was on a show.
It's crazy.
I was on a show with Lex Luger. He was supposed to have a match, but when he got there, he had gout or corn or something, so he couldn't wrestle. So he couldn't have a match. So they were gonna have him do like a run-in type thing. He had sent some guys to go get him Chinese food, and they brought him Chinese food, and he was sitting back in the back eating, like as he as it was time for his run-in. So like they came running back, and they were like, "Hey Lex, it's about time for your run-in," and he was like, "Yeah, okay," and he just kept eating, and they came back, and they were like, "All right, Lex, your music is about to hit," and he just was kind of like, "Okay," kept eating. His music hit. He just kept eating. Like they came running back, and they were like, "Hey Lex, hey Lex, your music is playing," and he was just like, "Oh, okay," and like he got up and went into the bathroom, and they're like the guys that are like calling him are like, "What's he doing?" Like his music played through almost the full time because he came out of the bathroom, and they're like, "Lex, your music is playing. You got to be out there," and he was like, "Oh, my music is playing," and like he went out and did his thing. We never figured out what he was, because he like acknowledged every time they came back. He like acknowledged them, and we like never figured out if he was just like, "Oh yeah, great guys," and not paying attention,
what year was that?
happening.
What year was that?
Oh man, that was wow. 90s.
No,
not 90s. 2000, yeah. 2007, 8-ish, maybe. Ah, man, I couldn't tell you. Well, I don't remember. It was a while ago. It was after WCW had closed and everything. Obviously, he was old anyway, but
he's got his act together, doesn't he? Seems like.
I don't know.
From what I've read.
I haven't read anything. I haven't heard. I don't think I've heard anything about him since I was on that show with him, to be honest with you.
He did. Where did I see him interview? Either WWE Network docs or Dark Side of the Ring on the Liz and Randy one. Yeah. And seems like he's kind of got his act together. But yeah, I've heard a lot of stories both ways.
Yeah,
you can really tell the size of that ring with these guys. They were just just running ropes.
Yeah,
drop downs, leapfrogs. It's like, come on, guy, you're taking one step. Like, and how a lot of you guys, we don't work in rings all the time, but seriously, dude, when you get in a 16x16 ring, it's like being in foreign territory.
Yeah,
it takes some time to get used to.
Not for me. I bet
it does.
I can see it does for you because you're a much taller guy. For me, 18 to 16 is an easy adjustment. I felt in foreign territory when I've been in 20s.
Well, the only time I was in 20s, I was in a battle royal, and I didn't know any better to know different. So
20s throw me off. I'm good, but we trained.
Duck.
We trained
to throw there. They both ducked. Even Ric Flair and Sting do it.
And Sting went like behind him. You don't see that usually.
Two of the best ever.
Two of the best ever. Also, interestingly, this match is the final Nitro match.
Yeah.
Right? So
as it should
we
be.
see him here. But these are the two guys really that were Crockett wrestling.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
This is
Carolina, Southern wrestling.
Sting came from Did he come from Mid-South Wrestling? Like with
he came through Mid-South. Yeah, they were the.
So he caught on with Crockett. Warrior caught on there for a second, and then went to WWE.
Yes, when he was the Dingo Warrior.
Yep.
And they were the. They were like the big. They were going to be they wanted them to be the Road Warriors.
Right. Yeah.
They're like, sure. We need our own Road Warriors.
Yeah. This is something, man. It's always special when you get to watch these guys wrestle anyway.
Yeah.
That they put this on cable television in '95, and they're in a mall. Yeah. Look at this place, dude. Like no, it's not an arena. There's probably, I don't know.
You couldn't even
900
guess.
people there. Maybe.
Oh, I bet more than that. I bet more than that.
Over 1,000.
Probably over. I bet well over 1,000. I bet there's a couple thousand. I mean, they're all the way up like 3 stories, all the way around the edge.
Well, yeah.
I bet there's more than a couple thousand there.
But I mean, these guys have been working, 6,000 to 8,000 seat arenas.
Oh yeah.
In the South for a long time. Oh, here he is. Yes. Nice Nike get up. Arn Anderson's coming onto your screen, guys.
How 90s does Anderson look?
He's my favorite ever.
It's like somebody's dad just wandered into the arena.
He did. Hey, this guy just got all this stuff at the Nike store and he just came out here because he's big and bald.
I'll wear it out of the ring. I'll wear it out of the store.
I'm going to go out there and be Ric Flair's best friend. Whether I want to be or not.
Sting.
Sting's too big for that ring.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
For sure.
It's
weird. It's weird to see because we're not used to it.
It's so strange how big Sting is.
Yeah.
You don't consider it because he's from that era where guys were all that size. And until you see him here,
he's also lean.
Sure.
Lean. He's not the Ultimate Warrior.
Right. Yeah.
Right? He's not the Ultimate Warrior. No, he's not bulky.
He never went down that.
Yeah. He's athletic. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's kind of got the fighter's body. Like he's not real cut.
Like a runner's. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
So you kind of overlook how big he actually is.
And I mean, he could always go.
Always.
I mean, he had some great opponents. Like, I don't want to take anything away from that. I don't want to take anything away from Sting, but Sting could work.
Sting could. Well, Sting had to.
Yeah,
right? He was in a worker territory.
Well, he was.
He had to learn.
But he became a stud face when Flair was on top. He had Anderson, Blanchard. He had all those dudes working there.
Well, yes.
Right? So it was workers' territory.
Right.
But they could have a baby face who was maybe a little green.
Oh, for sure. And
all those guys could just do it. Like,
but think about the guys. Think about the guys that showed up in WWE. Just think about Ultimate Warrior. Yeah. Warrior showed up. He was a young stud, couldn't work. When Sting showed up, he was a young stud, couldn't work. Warrior never got one itsy bit better. Like, he was the exact same wrestler when he walked in as the day
not even after he wrestled
right.
Savage all those times.
Right.
Anything. Like, if you can't improve by wrestling Savage for a promo,
who are you going to improve with?
Yeah,
right.
Nobody. Flair ain't going to drag it out of you.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to have the patience probably.
But Sting went from being a young stud to being a great worker.
I'm pretty sure that purple he's got there is the same color my purple tights.
Oh,
feel pretty great.
Yeah, feel pretty good about that, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, you've even got a little bit of gold on yours.
I do got gold.
You've won up. You've won up the Stinger on this one.
I've won 2 championships in my career. 3. Won 3. Yeah! Pound that chest. Why not?
It's hard not.
Figure 4 don't hurt.
It's hard not to get excited for with Sting.
Yeah.
It's hard. These guys are so good, man. These guys wrestled once a week for 30 years, and it was good every time.
I'm gonna go grumpy granddad wrestling fan for a second.
Oh, okay.
We have seen Ric Flair have that match 87 times in our lives.
On TV.
And it is still fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's nothing to it. Oh, get him, Arn.
Flair and Arn.
Yeah.
Was this when they were?
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
Get out of there.
It's a family feud. Run. Flair's running. Oh, who's that?
That's what's his name? Lee.
He just backed down Arn Anderson.
Yeah, security guard. Yeah, he was on every Nitro ever. I think he was, honestly.
Yeah, probably.
And I think I remember hearing on I don't remember. Oh, wait. Who's this?
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
What are we doing here, man? Like this is,
no, we've had three run-ins.
Right.
Three run-ins. The Harbinger. Ric Flair and Sting matches. Ric Flair Sting match.
Right.
Lex Luger came out and put his hands on his hips with his pirate shirt on, and then went back to Gap or wherever.
Oh, you had to take it back to Seinfeld. Here's your shirt. Here's your shirt bag.
Then Arn Anderson comes out in his fresh new Nike store gear.
Oh, look, and now Macho's out there.
Then Ken Norton comes out in a denim sleeveless. Why do I not own a sleeveless denim shirt? That's purple. What? I was born in the wrong decade.
You were born in the wrong decade.
Gosh.
I mean, there's only one thing stopping you from owning a sleeveless denim shirt now.
In the comments, I'll put my email address. You guys can PayPal me money to get one. I need a 2XL.
2XL denim shirt. We'll do the unboxing
really
on the
fat.
next episode.
Look at Mongo in there. Nope. Hey, do you I don't think Mongo should have been afraid of many people, and I'm sure he wasn't.
For sure.
I feel like Scott Norton's probably a guy.
Scott Norton's probably one of the ones that everybody should be afraid of.
Yeah.
Everybody except Haku, apparently.
Well, yeah, Haku don't care.
Yeah.
He'll tear out a man's jugular.
Yeah.
Oh, coming soon.
Yeah. Sabu.
Blurry Sabu.
Dude, this was
blurry.
Was like the height of 90s special effects.
Oh, man. Yeah, dude. Somebody got a computer that they could feed video into here in 1995, and they're like, whoa, watch what I do. You won't be able to see anything.
I just thought maybe they copied it across 3 VHS tapes before they got it.
Guys working there in that dark match kind of looked like Chris Canyon a little bit. I don't know if that is. I don't want
to. I couldn't see anything.
Kind of looked like him.
You see.
Oh yeah,
you see blurry wrestling better.
Yeah, it was just it was just a person with hair, and I thought it was Chris Canyon. Here's Gene. Hey, guess what?
Mean Gene Okerlund.
Be right back.
Be right back. I'll try to hold it down while Mean Gene Okerlund is talking. Maybe I should just be quiet and let you guys listen to Mean Gene, but instead, he's talking Harley Davidson. Oh, it's a sweepstakes winner, Mike Hill. Mike Hill, you just won. Justin, Mike Hill won. Mike Hill won the Harley Davidson sweepstakes.
Thank God, Mike Hill. I brought some refreshments.
For Mike Hill?
Yeah.
Only Mike Hill.
Way to go, Mike Hill. So Mean Gene had to make that announcement?
Yeah.
Well, I think my belly.
Who else would make that announcement?
Pretty sure my belly just hit the microphone. Sorry, guys. I don't even know who that is. Johnny B. Bad and a guy.
Johnny B. Bad. Was that? I think that was. Wasn't that? Oh gosh, he's from right around here. Wasn't that? Tracy Smothers.
Oh, it was Tracy Smothers. He's not from right around here. Well, he makes his summer residence here.
He is.
Look at this thing. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You need a refill there, handsome fella?
I guess I might as well.
There's 2 bottles for you. One's next week's bottle, but we won't tell.
Kayfabe.
Yeah. Probably. Oh, yes! Michael Wall Street. Completely new gimmick. We can't take you anywhere, dude.
Can't take me. This is why we can't have nice things.
No. Oh, I thought I was assisting well.
You were.
Hey guys, did you guys know Michael Wall Street's son was?
I think I just cut myself.
We have to take Jared to the hospital,
No,
so we're gonna hit pause here in a second and
Don't worry, I got some painkillers right here. So
Okay.
here we go.
I do have some regular coat on in the other room. If you want to make a dirty Roddy Piper.
2 parts whiskey and a handful of hydrocortisone.
Hydrocortisone's not the same. Nope. That's a steroid, not an opioid.
Oh.
I'm not a pharmacist. Don't take my advice. I just had hernia surgery. That's why I have that. I'm not addicted.
Big Bubba.
Here he comes, Big Bubba Rogers.
Big Bubba Rogers.
Oh yeah, where that?
So we're at the main event.
Yeah,
we're at the main event now.
Time flies,
so we got 3 matches, 7 run-ins, and
but those were all in one match.
so I think they all still count.
Yeah, oh they do. Well, we're not done with run-ins. Come on, man, it's a Hogan match. He's feuding with the Dungeon of Doom, right?
Is Big Bubba a member of the Dungeon of Doom here?
No.
No,
that doesn't matter. What difference does that make? I like the ringside table here, too. Like, up against the apron. Yeah, you haven't seen that in a long time.
For sure, you don't see that anymore. WWE, WWF did it, but like they didn't even really do it. It was set back even by the time they were doing.
Yeah, Raw. They were set back at Raw.
Well, even by the time they started doing like pay-per-views. Like Jesse, like WrestleMania and stuff.
Yeah.
Jesse and
Gorilla.
They were never at ringside.
Yeah, they were always up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, absolutely. These two have a history. Where from?
These two have
Eric
a history.
Bischoff. Yeah,
from that other place where the little boys play.
Yeah, they are little boys. Look at Jimmy's suit, dude. I wish he was my size so I could buy that suit from him. I'd wear it every day with my Sting jacket.
I'm sure you could just get that suit somewhere.
Hey, Big Bubba?
Yeah.
Could work his ass off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was good.
I enjoy watching him a lot. Randy Anderson.
He was such a good he was really good at that big man style. You know what I mean? Like he was like some big guys are big and slow, and some big guys are just do nothing but punch and kick. And he did a lot of punching and kicking. But he made it. I mean, he made it good. You know, he did it right. He did it right. He was a really good worker. He was. You could study him and learn that big man style for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
And he was a perfect like foe for Hogan.
Yeah.
Because he could overpower Hogan and do that, whatever that is.
That's how you lock it in. That's how you make it hurt, man. That's
nobody can get out of that.
That's how you lock in a. That's how you lock in a headlock.
He could also bump his ass off.
Yeah.
So when Hogan has to go on his flurry, like Bubba, Big Boss Man, makes him look great. Like when that happens, you know.
And he wasn't afraid to. You know, you see a lot of those big guys that
they don't want to do that.
They don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. Whether they want to protect their size or whatever they think they're doing. Mm-hmm. You know, yeah. But he would just go out there and do the work. Ray Trailer.
How weird is it that, like, I know this was weird in '93, I guess, at the time, but, like, Jimmy Hart being a face manager. I know that, like, that happened because Hogan wanted him to manage his travel and travel with him and all that, and, like, I understand, but, like, he was such a good heel manager. Like, when we were kids and Jake the Snake got his hands on Jimmy Hart, Jake and Alice Cooper got their hands on Jimmy Hart and put the snake on him. Like, that was the best.
Yeah.
Right? You know, like, it's so weird to see him as a face manager.
For sure. Well, you know, I don't know. I get what you're saying. I feel like he's one of the few, though, that did kind of work better as a face. I mean, he had the megaphone and the colorful jackets
like
and everything.
Cheerleader almost.
Yeah, you know, and he was just and he was just perfect with the Hogan. You know what I mean? Like, to be managing Hogan, he was just like the perfect guy to be there. Like, oh yeah, let's go, Hogan! I'll get him, get him, Big Papa. You know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
Like,
Yeah, it's almost like a cheerleader voice.
Right.
Sorry.
Pull it together, man.
Just trying to. Hey guys, I'm gonna go get some ice.
Where are you going? Okay. I guess I'll hold it down again. And here we go. Hogan's in trouble. Big Bubba's on a roll. Big Bubba coming with a straight palm strike. Oh, and now with the body shot. Oh, and a second body shot. Another one of those, and Hogan will be peeing blood for a week.
Maybe even the whole town.
Maybe even the whole town. Oh!
We
ran into that big size 27. Oh, goodness.
27.
Is he?
No,
the shove.
That's
And that was like a
move, dude. He had a nosebleed and he was trying to keep it out.
It's like a harbinger to the finger poke of doom right there. That was the shove of shoves.
Okay, so here's a weird question.
Okay.
That, if the
Ask
audience,
a weird question, get a weird
audience
answer.
knows, they can chime in. Hogan didn't
Did
have.
you need some of that? I just took all that ice.
That's
I didn't
fine,
even
I
think.
put some
Okay.
Jesus Christ,
I didn't even think if you wanted
Mary
more.
and
Sorry,
Good
go ahead,
God
come on.
Almighty.
Hogan, you're gonna ask a question.
Hogan's eyes are darker in WCW than they are in WWE or WWF. Tell me I'm wrong.
Darker, like a little more sunken.
They're more sunken. I almost feel like either he quit coloring his eyebrows or he's wearing eye makeup.
I always attributed that
To being older?
to being older and to getting off steroids. He is so much leaner.
He is leaner. He's way
you know,
leaner.
he's leaner.
I was going to make that point too, but
his even and you can see it so much in his face. In old WWF, WWE stuff, his face is like puffy.
Yeah.
He's
Way
big, he's
fuller.
thick, he's so filled out. Here, his face is very lean. Like he has cheekbones here. He has cheekbones and
maybe that's
and
it.
eyebrows.
I'm just noticing that his eyes are darker because his face looks different. I don't know.
yeah, you're definitely right.
I love how he worked like a heel his entire career.
His entire
It's the best.
he would always, but that's
eyes.
that's a face. That's the thing that so many wrestlers miss about being a face is they get so focused on like gotta be a good guy. Like what? To be a good face, at some point you have to give the heel a taste of his own medicine. You know what I mean? Like you want to give him that comeuppance. You want to give him what's coming to him, type of thing.
There's been plenty of times where he's done back rakes and eye rakes in the open of the match.
I mean, you're not wrong. Hogan just kind of always was like, "Here's an eye rake."
Yeah, you're not wrong either.
I'm gonna hide this punch.
Your point's perfectly placed, but like Hogan didn't follow that. Like he's just like, I just need to poke an eye right now.
Yeah, that's not.
I gotta take over.
That's not what Hogan was thinking. You're
No.
probably right.
Yeah. Hey, how bad would it have sucked to work with suspenders and like a dress shirt? Oh, Ray Traylor did it his entire career. And then he worked
until he worked in a flak jacket.
Yeah, he worked in a SWAT outfit.
Yeah.
That poor guy.
I just always, like it drives me crazy. If I'm wearing like a button up and like one button comes undone, like I notice immediately, it drives me crazy. I have to fix it.
I know.
And like sometimes you've got those buttons. Maybe if our skinnier listeners don't know this pain, but like where the button, like that one button keeps coming unpopped all night, and you're like constantly like that's just what I think of all the time because like. Through the match, his shirt just opens more and more, and I'm just like, that would drive me insane.
No matter what.
I'd lose my mind.
Yep.
I'd lose my mind. I'm sure he's hot and not thinking about it. I would go crazy.
Yeah, it would drive me nuts.
I'd throw a clothesline and have to fix it, button it back up. I'd take a big bump. I'd be laying on the floor and I'd have to button it back up. Like, come on, this is driving me.
It's a funny thing. Like I did, I wore that sleeveless, that cut off button up for a long time, where I had snaps put on.
Yeah.
So that I could
Pop
pull it off easy. Those goddamn things never came undone. Like what is he wearing that they're coming undone that easily?
He just got some Velcro up there. He liked it. He just had them Velcroed so it'd have to rip open. I would suggest that maybe Ray Traylor was a bit more rotund than you.
Well, yeah, no, I understand that, but he's still wearing clothes that fit him.
So Hogan's posing. Hogan got a pose.
Mm-hmm.
Has Hogan even touched that belt all night? Like, I feel like Jimmy Hart's just been running around with it. Oh, here we go.
Zodiac, Kamala, the Taskmaster. This is what we all waited for, guys.
This is what you waited for.
The Zodiac, guys.
Dude, look at Kamala.
Oh, the shark. And Ming.
And Lex Luger.
He's going to... Oh, Luger's helping.
Lex Luger!
He fought a pirate for this shirt.
Oh, they acted...
Oh, no.
Oh,
Good God Almighty. This guy?
It's American made versus real American. What are we gonna?
I don't know.
What are we gonna do? This is amazing.
Is the Lex Express out there? He's wearing Guess jeans. I just checked out his butt. Like and subscribe.
Oh.
Yeah. Macho's in there. Doesn't care.
Sting and Macho guy. Yeah.
He wants everybody to fight.
I think he's going. You think Macho's going? Just wait, Hulk. It'll be you and me. Just wait. Be a man, Hulk. Just be a man, Hulk.
Punch him in the face. Yeah.
He's instigating. You're just gonna let him come in and take your spot?
Don't let him take your shine. Yeah. It's probably there's a decent chance that's the worst Macho Man impression anybody's ever heard.
Yours or mine?
Well, mine for sure, but probably both.
But even a bad Macho's got one of those, like, the Macho impression, even a bad Macho impression.
Yeah, you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like it's either Macho Man or Dr. Teeth. Those are the only two people in the history.
Dr. Teeth?
The Electric Mayhem.
What's he talking about? Who's Dr. Teeth?
Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem? Muppets? The Muppet Show?
Oh, Jesus.
Get it together, Jonesy.
Just say a Muppet.
Not a Muppet, Dr. Teeth.
I don't know who Dr. Teeth is. I know Beaker and Kermit.
He was the lead singer of Electric Mayhem. You not know?
That was Dave Grohl.
No, that's Foo Fighters. Well, we're done.
All right.
We are done with the very first Nitro.
We got Fall Brawl in 2 weeks, guys.
We got Fall Brawl in 2 weeks, but next week we're gonna do the second. Oh, we're back.
Wait,
I thought we're not
back!
done. We're not done. We're back.
No, we gotta talk this out, though, guys. Gene's. What are you doing, brother? Hey, did somebody rub baby oil on Hulk while they're at commercial?
Jimmy Hart.
Okay, well,
He keeps it in his pants.
I like it.
Hold on, brother. Let me get you greased up before we come back.
There ain't no way he was that sweaty when we went to commercial, right? I'm just imagining that.
Maybe
it'll start being.
It may make me sound unprofessional. I was not keeping track of Hogan's sheen.
I was just checking
before we went to commercial.
Would you just?
I thought the show was over.
I know.
That shows what I know.
Pay more attention to what's going on. That's all I'm asking.
I mean, he had to be that. Look at his face.
No,
his face is that sweaty.
He didn't do anything against Big Bubba. Big Bubba did the whole thing. He's not sweaty. They're in Minnesota.
It's 15 degrees in the mall right now.
Yeah, they don't want people to run out of there. Like, we don't know what this warm weather is.
Minnesota in September. It's 15 degrees inside.
Mm-hmm. They have to really crank that AC down. You're right.
And they had to run the snowplow through there just to get the ring in.
So Luger, I think, just challenged them for the championship. That's the way it's going to stay forever, brother.
Does it make us sound unprofessional that we don't really listen to what they're saying? We just make fun of them.
No,
that's the point, right? Like if you want to listen, I don't care what they're saying right now. I just think
they don't burp on air.
I just think it's amazing. I just think it's amazing how into it Hogan is and how bored Luger looks. They don't look like two guys about to fight. They look like a principal screaming at like it's,
absolutely.
It's the Breakfast Club.
Yeah. 2 weeks.
Luger's,
I got you. 2 months. I got you. 2. Does Barry Manilow know you rate his wardrobe?
Luger definitely borrowed that shirt from Barry Manilow.
No, he just came off of almost being the guy.
I don't know what Barry Manilow looks like.
He looks like that, honestly. That's a true thing.
Oh!
Never put it together. Yeah, that's a great shove though, Luger.
Hogan was like backing off. Hogan didn't want to get shoved. He was like,
damn near knocked his head clean off.
That doesn't work for me, brother.
Get in there, Randy Anderson. You can't let another shove like that happen. Not on your watch. Mongo's dog.
Mongo's dog dressed like
I
the
wish
devil.
I knew the name of that dog. Yeah, it's always dressed like something.
Wasn't it Buttercup or Peanut or something like that?
I don't know.
Pretty sure.
Every time he talks,
Pretty sure it was
tune him
Buttercup.
out. Remember, this is inside baseball. Do you remember when we went to that Dreamwave show he was at?
Oh
He
yeah.
just sat in that bar the entire night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah.
He came up and like waved.
He came,
Did he do a run-in?
He did it. No, he did a meet and greet, and he came up and he did an appearance and like intermission.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, like after his
In
meet
that
and
bar
greet,
the whole time.
his pre-show meet and greet, he went to the bar. Then he did his intermission appearance. Then he went back to the bar, and then he was there the rest of the night.
All right, gang. That's the.
Oh, it's actually over this time.
Yeah, that's the first Nitro.
That is the first Nitro.
So,
guys, thank you for joining us for this watch along. We will be back next week with the second Nitro. Jonesy, what'd you think?
on the road to Fall Brawl,
On
man.
the road to Fall Brawl. Jonesy, first
There wasn't any
Nitro
Vader.
ever. What'd you think of the first Nitro ever?
I think like what we found with Pillman and Liger.
Yep.
Like I haven't noticed that until I sat down and watched it with people. Hindsight. I mean, we're what 15 years later?
Mm-hmm.
No, 25 years later. I'm good at this though.
You're good.
I'm good at math.
I was just gonna let you roll.
Good at math. I do math for a living.
I don't.
I do. It's good. But, we're 25 years later, and like you said, like, Nitro made its business on Liger and Pillman.
Yeah.
That's where they set themselves apart.
Right.
Like, that's where they lost their way in a lot of ways over the years. Like,
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Like, they just kept signing big guys, WWE guys,
Yeah. Yeah.
They forgot about all that stuff that they took from ECW or from other places
Yeah.
that were opening their shows and that were being, people were getting into.
Yep.
And they also kind of forgot about that Southern wrestling influence that was there.
They did.
Because the second match is Sting and Flair, and what do you get? You get 3 run-ins.
Yeah.
Sting and Flair tore it up.
For sure.
Like they always do.
For sure.
They're
Even
in
despite the run-ins, yeah.
Yeah, they're in an 11x11 ring or
Yep.
8x8 or whatever. They still tore it up.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do.
Right.
And they went ahead and, they relegated both of them. I mean, Sting came out with the U.S. title.
Yeah.
It'd be 2 years before he won the WCW title, right?
Yeah.
I know that. I
97,
know
Starrcade
titles don't
97.
mean shit, but yeah, dude. Like he had to go become the Crow
Right.
and stand in the rafters for 6 months before he was relevant again.
Yeah. Man, I don't know if that's true. I mean, he was pretty relevant. He was relevant to become the Crow. That's why he became the Crow. He was Sting. He was Sting. He was the Stinger. The NWO quickly started to pass him by, but that's why he.
I understand. I understand that. I get what you're saying, but like, he had to go off into the sunset to not be relevant again,
Right.
but to be that which usurps the NWO.
Yeah.
Because of not anything on his fault.
Right. Oh yeah.
Like that's just the way the business worked.
Right.
And he went with it. Flair didn't challenge for many world titles after that,
Yeah.
Which maybe he shouldn't have. He was in his 40s. But he could still go.
He could still
Like,
go.
Flair
He was,
could
and he
still
stayed
tell-
relevant. The
whatever-
thing they were never able. We're getting way into the weeds here. They were never able to capitalize on well enough. I thought on Horseman versus the NWO. Flair was in that weird spot where Flair was like a perpetual heel, but the NWO was all heels. So it was just they. I mean, I think they lost track of how they got where they were. But I'm talking a little more like show overall.
Oh,
How you feel? Where would you rate this one? First Nitro ever.
You know, for Impact, it's about a 3.5. Good God Almighty's.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I give it.
It's a big
I'd
deal.
I'd probably give it. I mean, it was a good show. You know, it had a good opener. Sting and Flair tore it up, and it had some stuff in it. The Hogan match was the Hogan match, but like, I mean, at the time, Hogan was still a commodity enough that it didn't matter who he was wrestling. And they went off the air with like, you know, the kind of cliffhanger of what's going to happen between Hogan and Luger.
Yeah.
So I'd probably go like as far as like 4 Good God Almighties.
About on the same page.
Just everything considering as like, you know, an hour, 45 minutes. So.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a 45-minute show.
Right.
It's at Mall of America.
Yep.
And it's 3 matches. We're not going to see that much.
No.
In this format that we're watching.
And
anything
I would
over
think
these years.
I would think you saw more in that than maybe you would have expected if you've been on a steady diet of Raw and you hear like, oh, WCW is going to do a Raw. I would not have expected a show that good. You know, I'd have been like, well, I'll check it out, but it's just going to be.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, they honestly, like, for their first one ever, they knocked it out of the park. Right. The only misstep was being in the Mall of America, probably, and having Steve McMichael be on commentary. Steve McMichael on commentary.
On commentary.
Just make sure.
He was on commentary for a long time.
Oh, forever.
All right, well, we're starting to peter out, so let's go ahead and wrap this one up. Thank you guys for joining us for the first ever Nitro. We will be back next week, as I said, with the second ever Nitro. Got anything to finish off with? I feel like we need
like and subscribe.
We need a toast to finish off with. We need like a here's to
how drunk we're going to be on the next episode.
We raise a glass to everybody who's watching with us, and
Thanks,
always drink respectable.
Responsibly.
Always drink respectably.
Yeah, be respectable to others.
always drink responsibly. We'll see you guys next time.
Love you guys.